It's Friday, December 8th, 2023. Please make sure to like this video, share all my videos all over your social media, share them with your friends, share my videos with people you don't even know. Let's continue to get the word out, and make sure you subscribe to this channel. Without further ado, I want to get right into things today. Markets pretty much up across the board. Dow was up 130, NASDAQ up 64. Bond yield, the 10-year bond yield, was up 10 basis points today, sitting close to about 4.23%. We got the news this morning. U.S. payrolls rose 199,000 in November. Unemployment rate falls to 3.7%. Now, I think a lot of people out there that saw this morning probably felt very, very confused with what's going on, because in the real world that you and I live in, people are hurting. People are living paycheck to paycheck. People are getting outpaced and outpriced by inflation on a daily basis. But markets ignored this so-called good news today. Typically, markets would go down on a day like this because of the fear that Jerome Powell might raise rates, based on two facts: that the U.S. payrolls came in better than expected and unemployment has dropped to 3.7%. So doesn't this give Jerome Powell and the Fed justification to raise rates yet again? Because they're not cooling anything down. Unemployment is going down, and we added 9,000 more people to the payroll than expected. The expectation was 190,000. We got 199,000. Quick fact, ladies and gentlemen: interest rates do not typically peak at the start of a recession. And I think we've been in a recession for quite a while, but officially we're not in any recession. Interest rates do not typically peak at the start of a recession. They peak somewhat after the recession begins. So that would tell us that the Fed's got more to go here. Unemployment goes up. Credit losses accumulate. Gold today pulled back, 10-year up. What is this all telling us? It's telling me, I'm going to go against the grain here. I think that more rate hikes are coming. I think that we're going to have to see unemployment rise, and credit losses are going to have to accumulate way before there's going to be any rate cuts. So let me know what you think. Comment down below. The numbers were better than expected. Markets completely ignore it. Markets are ignoring what the Fed is saying. I don't know what Jerome Powell's going to do. He could cut rates tomorrow. I have no idea. But if we're listening to him, taking him at his word, he's not cutting rates higher for longer, and the possibility of more rate hikes. But interest rates typically do not peak at the start of a recession, and they have not told us and admitted to us that we're in a recession yet. So I think we got a ways to go. Another article today coming from the Wall Street Journal: luxury stores are bursting with unsold stuff, it says. This is in the Wall Street Journal. The luxury industry is slowing down, it says, as shoppers sober up after the health crisis spending spree. In 2022, sales across the sector rose by 15%. This year, the number is expected to be slashed by half. I was down on El Paseo today, which is the Rodeo Drive of the desert. People were out walking around. They should be. 76, 77 degrees. Sun was out. Gorgeous. But people are out walking. But I didn't see a whole lot of people in the stores shopping. A few people walking around with bags, but a majority of the people were just walking around window shopping. A lot of the stores were empty. So I don't think, no matter what they tell us, that this is going to be any record-breaking Christmas season. They can tell us how incredible the Thanksgiving sales were. I think it's a bunch of baloney. I think you have to be very, very cautious to what you're believing now and what you're being told. I don't believe half of what I'm being told at this point. I'm using my own two eyes. A constant state of sticker shock. Here's proof that inflation in the U.S. is wildly out of control. This on The Hedge today. Do you believe, let me ask all this, do you believe the politicians in Washington, do you believe the economists on television? Do you believe these analysts on the television? Do you believe these financial business channels, these hosts, when they tell you that inflation is low, that inflation is going down, that the Fed has got this all under control? I don't. I think that most people can see with their own two eyes that things cost a lot more than they once did. And they're going to continue to cost more. Yes, I do believe we're going to see a time where we're going to see inflation and deflation take place at the same time. We're beginning to see that right now. But prices at the end of the day for essentials, for things that we need every day, not big screen TVs, not computers, not cell phones, but things we need every day, like food, like gasoline, like utilities. These things are going up. Yes, gasoline is pulled up, but I believe oil was up a bit today. But look, we know how they're doing it. They're draining the strategic petroleum reserves in order to push prices down. It's only a matter of time before we see a surge in oil prices, and this will really handicap a lot of people when oil prices go up, because everything is attached to oil. And this is going to really hurt a lot of people when oil prices go up. And a lot of people just believe, like, you know, everything's fine, prices of oil are coming down. But I'll tell you what, we're paying a lot more for a gallon of gas today than we were a few years ago. And I think you could probably say the same for yourself, no matter what state you're in. And while prices are rising in this country of literally everything, 60+% of this country is working paycheck to paycheck. I would say that number is probably closer to 80%, but the official number is 62%. The typical household must spend $11,434 more this year than they did in 2021 just to have the same standard of living that they did back in 2021. To have that same standard of living today, they have to spend over $11,000. Now I have to ask you this: has your income gone up $11,434 this year? Probably not. Any restaurant you go to, now, if you get a decent burger at a restaurant, not McDonald's, not Burger King, but you go to a sit-down restaurant, you're going to pay anywhere from $17 to $25 for a hamburger. I was at a restaurant yesterday, and a gentleman, interestingly enough, told his waitress, "I'm not leaving you a tip." He said, "I waited here for 20 minutes. My wife left. She had to go make a phone call or had an appointment. I've been waiting here for 20 minutes. Nobody's come to service my table. I'm sitting here waiting to pay my check." And he had some issues with the food. He says, I'm not leaving you a tip. I'm not happy." So good for him. And people, I think, need to start doing this. That you know, if the service isn't up to your margin, if it isn't up to your expectations, then you know what? Why leave somebody? Why leave somebody a tip? Why reward somebody for doing a bad job? And it was good to see somebody actually do that. You know, leaving somebody, you know, sitting at a table, and this place wasn't the cheapest place, but it wasn't the most expensive place. But whether it's cheap or expensive or in between, you don't leave a patron sitting for 20 minutes while he's waiting to pay his check. So that waitress did not get a tip, and he was very vocal about it. You get a coffee. This is another thing. I noted this today because if I go and get a coffee, say to Dutch Brothers, this has happened at other drive-thrus. Do you want your change back? When did this begin? This, I would say, I've noticed this over the past year. Do you want your change back? Yes, I would like my 30 cents back. I would like my 50 cents back. I would like my 80 cents back. When did this all begin where now they ask you if you want your change back? And, you know, and a lot of these places will ask you if you want to make a donation to this or that. Do you want to leave a tip for us taking your order? It's really unbelievable what we have to go through now as a patron to go get a coffee or just to go to a fast food restaurant and just go through a drive-through. You know, do you want your change? Do you want to leave a tip? Do you want to make a donation? All this stuff. No, please just make my coffee, make it the way I want it, or make my lunch the way I want it, and just make it right, and just do your job. I mean, when did we start tipping people and rewarding people for just taking an order at a drive-through. It's unbelievable what is going on. Look, I don't think we're going back to normal anytime soon. We are so far past the point of no return. There is no normal coming back anytime soon. But everything is going up in price. And how much more can it go up before people just reach a breaking point? Many people already have. That's why they're so dependent on credit cards. But earlier they told us, well, just cut a little this out, cut that out, drive a little bit less. I remember a couple years ago when I was talking about inflation skyrocketing and somebody said, oh, you're just exaggerating, you just want views. And I mean, I go out, shop, go to the grocery store, grab lunch, grab a coffee, whatever, and I could see prices going up. And so by saying that, people just, oh, why are you exaggerating? And here we are now where inflation is so out of control. And the question is, what's the breaking point for most people? Are we there yet? You can only cut so much out in your life. You can only cut so much out on your grocery list before there's nothing left to cut. Maybe that's why so many people can't pay their utility bills, because they're choosing to eat instead of having electricity in their house. This is getting absolutely insane. It's crazy what we're witnessing take place in a first world country. We're told that we're the greatest nation on planet Earth. We're the wealthiest nation, even though we're the biggest debtor nation. But yet we have so many people sleeping on the streets. We have so many people who can't pay their utility bills. We have so many people living paycheck to paycheck. So many people dependent on credit cards. So many people losing their cars. So many people being evicted. But yet we're being told on the television every day that this is the greatest country. The economy's doing well. The consumer's resilient. There's so much opportunity out there. Just a quick note, looking at the jobs data here of 199,000 jobs. How many of those jobs are taken by people working 2 or 3 or 4 jobs? How many people now have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet? And so, yes, this sounds great that we have all these jobs being created, but do we really? Do we really? How many of these jobs with U.S. payrolls? How many of these jobs are people working 2 and 3 of these jobs at a time? Now, shifting gears here a little bit, we talk a lot about what's happening financially right here in America, but I'm going to continue to bring this kind of stuff up. Here's one today. Ski mask burglars hit home and make off with firearm. They hit Keanu Reeves' home again, I believe in Los Angeles, and he's had numerous break-ins over the years, and he had yet another one, I believe, within the last day or two. And this was on TMZ. If they can break in to Keanu Reeves' home, don't think that you're immune, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another one. Gangs from South America use security jammers to break into expensive homes across the country. There were a bunch of South Americans arrested recently in Orange County, California, breaking into homes. In fact, in certain areas, I believe it was in Irvine, they were scaling mountains and climbing up into some of these very beautiful multi-million-dollar homes that were basically lived in part-time. The owners of these homes in this area were not home. They were in other homes in the country. These are just vacation homes in Orange County for these people. And so they knew this. And so what they did was they scaled up this mountain and broke into multiple homes. I believe it was in Irvine, California, over the summer. And so we've never seen crimes like this. Security jammers, criminals climbing mountains to get to hilltop homes. Keanu Reeves' home broken in again. Now we have gangs from South America here, all over the country. If you just believe you're immune from all this stuff, you are really going to regret your type of thinking. You really are. This is a time, ladies and gentlemen, where I'm so adamant about walking the walk. I'm doing the best that I can, and I know that certain people have limitations. But if you're one of these people who just says, "Hey, I've got a sore back, or my ankle hurts, my pinky hurts, my arm hurts, I can't train today," don't be soft. I train with injuries all the time. Banged up elbow today. I still put in 2 hours in jiu-jitsu, and that doesn't mean like, oh, I'm Superman or I'm a great person. I'm here, tooting my horn. I'm here telling you that you're going to have to work through some pain, and work through the pain now. Work through the challenges now. It will make you a better human being, a tougher human being down the road. People use too many excuses in their life why they don't get ahead, why they don't train, why they're not in the mat in jiu-jitsu. And if you're too sore, your back hurts, your pinky hurts, your elbow hurts, my elbow hurts, I have a sore neck. I just deal with it. I work around it. I deal with it. I mentally block it out. I get the workouts done. And again, that doesn't make me better than anybody else. But I'm just telling people out there, don't make excuses. Don't give up. Don't let the pain control your life. Work through it. This is the time now where you've got to deal with the challenges, because bigger challenges are coming. And if you cannot face these minor challenges of a sore back or a sore finger or a sore elbow, what are you going to do when somebody breaks into your house? What are you going to do when you need to take action? What are you going to do when you're walking your car from your office and some dirtbag walks up to you and grabs you and confronts you because he's high on meth, or he wants to take your wallet, or maybe he wants to take your car? You're going to just stand there and just be a victim? You're going to stand there and take a beating, or you're going to defend yourself, defend your assets? I mean, these are choices you're all going to have to make. But people are so soft right now that most people, when their door gets kicked in, they're going to lay there and beg for their life, because they're going to resort back to their training, and their training is nothing. And so they're going to beg for their life. They have no training. They don't get to the range. They're not getting to the gym to get stronger and faster. They're not working on their boxing skills or their jiu-jitsu skills. And so there's going to be a lot of victims out there. And the bad guys know it. They know who you are. They know who you are. You're the person making excuses. You're the person sitting on the couch. You're the person who says it'll never happen to me. You're the person who says, I live in a gated community, so that can't happen to me. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Here's another one. Alabama robber shouted, "Happy holidays. I don't want to hurt y'all," then blasted bear spray. So guess what? Store owner pulled out a gun and shot them. Robbery done. That's how people are going to handle their business. And guess what? Robbery done. Nothing stolen, nobody hurt except the bad guy. So God bless that Alabama jewelry store owner. And this last one, I'm going to finish up here. This was on Fox Business about 2 days ago. Video shows Michigan mom punching store clerk in front of 1-year-old daughter, police say. This was on Fox Business a couple days ago. You can check it out, Google it, YouTube it. Again, this is another reminder why you must have defensive skills. Here is I'm going to say a Walmart store clerk. A woman rolls up with her 1-year-old baby in a shopping cart. She's checking out. I think she's using her SNAP or some government subsidy card. And they said, hey, you don't have enough money for this stuff. And she's like, what are you talking about? She's like, I'm sorry, I can't let you have this. You don't have enough money on the card. So what does she do? She walks around the cart, leaves her 1-year-old baby there, walks up to the clerk, punches the clerk in the face. Clerk falls back on a concrete floor, knocked out cold. Could have died. Luckily, this monster was arrested. Hopefully she will be charged. I think they're only going to charge her with a misdemeanor. Could have killed this woman working at Walmart. I forgot. This is Michigan, probably making, I don't know, $12 an hour. I'm not sure what Michigan is paying, but I'm guessing probably $12 an hour there in Michigan at a Walmart. And this is what you got to deal with. You got to deal with monsters, losers, who don't have enough money on their card, and it's your fault. So they're going to knock you unconscious in front of their 1-year-old baby. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's one asset I'm going to tell you to get today, it's defensive skills. Yes, you need gold, you need silver, you need food, you need water. Yes, we can talk till we're blue in the face about housing opportunities, and opportunities are coming when things go on sale. But what most people don't want to discuss because they're scared, and there's many people that make these videos every day, but they never really tell you about the other side of what's coming with a financial crisis like the one we're going to see, the one that has begun. And it's a social crisis, it's social disruption, it's social fallout, it's violence, it's chaos. And I guess if you think your zip code is going to protect you, you're completely wrong. And I think that people that make these videos talking every day about how bad things are going to get are doing a complete injustice to themselves by not training and by not preparing. And they're doing an injustice to their audiences because they're not preparing their audiences. Their audiences believe this is just going to be a financial collapse. No, it is going to be a social collapse. And with a social collapse comes a massive amount of crime and violence and chaos. And if your pinky hurts today, your toe hurts today, your elbow hurts today, your neck hurts today, and you can't train, you can't get on the mat, you get to your boxing class, your Muay Thai class, your jiu-jitsu class because you're too sore. What are you going to do when reality hits? And yes, I get it. There's people out there that are old, there's people out there that are handicapped. Surround yourself with good people that are trained, people that been to the range, that go to the range, people who have defensive skills. If you cannot do this stuff, if you're handicapped, you're elderly, people ask me, what can I do? Well, you can still get a tool, you can still train with that, and you can certainly surround yourself with people that have the training, the people who have the tools, the people that do have the skill sets. These are the people that you need to be surrounding yourself with if you can't do this yourself. And even if you can do it yourself, you need to be surrounding yourself with these type of people. You should have a black belt in your group. You should have somebody that has high caliber shooting skills in your group that you can learn from. You should have people that know how to run businesses. You should have people in the medical industry. These are people you should have in your circle. This is a wealth of information and knowledge for you. These are people that are going to make you better, that are going to make you shoot better, train harder, work out harder, be better and more successful in business. Surround yourself with people who are better than you. Surround yourself with people who can do things you can't do and learn from them. Learn from your black belt. Learn from a guy that has shooting skills, who spends a lot of time at the range. Spend time with that person. Spend time with the people at the gym that know how to train. Spend time with people that have assets that and skill sets you can learn from. Stay away from the drunks, the people that are addicted to porn, the people who are addicted to drugs, the people who are lazy, don't want to get off the couch, that don't want to work, who don't want to get ahead. These people are going to drag you down. You need to be surrounding yourself with people, the black belts, the people at the range, the people at the gym, the people successful in business, the people who are go-getters, the people with the drive, the people who are awake. These are the people you need to be surrounding yourself with. I'm going to leave it there today. I don't want to rant, but too many people believe this is just going to be financial, and it's going to be a depression unlike anything we have ever seen. But during this depression, it's going to be much different than the one from that started in 1929 through the 30s, where people actually helped one another. People are going to look to capitalize on other people. You're going to see people preying on other people like wolves. And if you're not ready for this, you will be the sheep, and you will be destroyed by the wolf. You have a choice to make. You can be the sheep or you can be the sheepdog. God bless. Have a wonderful evening. Like, share, and subscribe.